Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. Today is Monday, September 13th. Thank you for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. This morning, many people started the day by mourning the life of U.S. Navy Corpsman Maxton Soviak, who was laid to rest today in his native Erie County here in northern Ohio. There was a funeral service and a private service after the fact, and while there, his sister spoke at the funeral service. Soviak lost his life in the attacks on the Kabul Airport in Afghanistan earlier this month. Here's what his oldest sister said. In Maxton's final days, he spent his time helping others stay alive as he had developed a passion for protecting and saving the lives of others. So much so that he was willing to risk his own life and made the ultimate sacrifice. So for everyone who wants to honor Maxton's memory, this is what I have to offer you. Go live. Fill the book of your life with stories. Push yourself to do something that scares you. Go bigger. Go harder. Most importantly of all, love fiercely. Again, after that public service, which was streamed on WKYC.com and is still available to watch, there was a private burial for the family. Online condolences can be left at MormonFuneralHome.com. There's also a link on WKYC.com to send flowers to the family or plant a tree in memory of U.S. Navy Corpsman Maxton William Soviak. Here in Northeast Ohio, police have found the remains of an Akron man who had been missing for almost a year. 27-year-old Iron Cannon was found dead in Mahoning County's Lake Milton. That was on Sunday. He hadn't been seen since October of 2020, and authorities have thought that he had been killed. Officials haven't yet given a possible cause of death for Cannon, but they believe that foul play occurred in an apartment on the north end of Wadsworth back on October 18th, 2020. The Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner is still conducting an autopsy, but investigators are confident that they are, in fact, the remains of Iron Cannon based on prior information obtained in the case, and the Cannon family has been notified. Now, even before his body was found, 7 people were arrested in May in connection with his death. Now let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers. These come from the Ohio Department of Health. Today, they are reporting 5,568 new COVID-19 cases. Over the weekend, we had high numbers. Remember, on Friday, 9,019 new cases. Saturday, 8,405 new cases. And on Sunday, 4,463 new cases. Right now, there are 3,427 people in the hospital being treated for COVID. And out of those people, 932 of them are being treated in an intensive care unit. Now, with the spike in COVID-19 cases right now, the Cleveland Clinic is updating its visitation restrictions. Here's what's new. For patients who are either COVID-19 positive or negative, the changes include inpatients will be allowed 1 designated visitor through their entire hospital stay. Outpatients will be allowed 1 visitor per appointment or procedure, and patients in the emergency department can have 1 designated visitor through their entire hospital stay. There are more specific changes on WKYC.com, specifically pertaining to labor and delivery. If you want to check that out, head there. And these changes will take effect Tuesday, active at all Ohio Cleveland Clinic locations. Now this week, the topic on my 3 Things to Know podcast is a bit of what some people think to be a misnomer. We're talking about toxic positivity. Turns out, yes, it is true. You can have too much of a good thing, particularly when it comes to toxic positivity. So to explain exactly what toxic positivity is and how this can exist and why too much positivity can be a bad thing, I talk with Cleveland Clinic psychologist Dr. Susan Albers. We talk about when it can be problematic and where the fine line is drawn between being optimistic and participating in toxic positivity. Plus, in the podcast, I talk about the activity that you need to know in NEO, and that is canoeing the Mohican River and what a great experience that can be, and also why Cleveland native, artist, and muralist Timothy Goodman is a good follow on Instagram. This is someone that I've been following for quite some time on Instagram, and just recently learned that he is a Cleveland native. So definitely a good follow there. Check that out. You can go to WKYC.com/3 Things to Know for that podcast. It's on every podcast platform and also on the WKYC YouTube page. Now, speaking of embracing all of our feelings in life, yesterday was a tough loss for the Cleveland Browns, losing 33-29 against the Kansas City Chiefs on the road in the season opener. Our Jay Crawford gave his thoughts and reflections on that. He says, judging by what he saw in the season opener, it's very likely that these teams will meet again. What we're talking about, obviously, would be a playoffs situation. Here's what he says. He says the Browns played a nearly flawless first half, scoring 3 touchdowns to take a 22-10 lead into the half. Baker was nearly perfect in the first half, hitting the big throw, spreading the ball around. Nick Chubb was doing what we always see him do, being that workhorse, and the defense was really solid in holding Patrick Mahomes and his exceptional offense to just 2 scores. But then in the second half, the wheels kind of fell off. But just for a moment, can we just appreciate that end of the first half play where there were multiple laterals and so close down there, down to the wire? That was fun to see. That was fun to watch for sure. But Jay says the Browns must show up in crunch time. It needs to be well-balanced, well-coached, and executing with anyone at any time for 4 quarters, and they didn't show up for 4 quarters. They only stuck around for about 2 quarters on Sunday. Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes never blinked, he said, facing being down twice, and he said champions rarely do. Now remember, they were in the Super Bowl. They were Super Bowl contenders last year. Baker, he was great. He completed 75% of his passes. He threw for more than 300 yards, but then an interception to end the game. Tough lessons are learned in bitter defeats, Jay says, and he says this team knows what needs to be fixed. Better play when it counts the most. They know that they can play with anyone. They just have to do it when the game is on the line. He said that's the next step. He says that will come. They can start Sunday when they open at home against Tyrod Taylor and the 1-0 Houston Texans, which will hopefully get us a win in the win column. Now, we didn't just lose the game on Sunday. We lost Jedrick Wills Jr. to an injury early in the game. He was carted off the field. Well, now we're hearing from head coach Kevin Stefanski that it's an ankle injury and he's day-to-day. So positive sign that he's not immediately placed on the injured reserve. We'll see what happens. While he's out, veteran offensive lineman Chris Hubbard will replace him. And according to Stefanski, Hubbard will keep doing that if Wills Jr. can't return for Week 2 against the Houston Texans on Sunday. Also this weekend, there were some blows thrown. Conor McGregor threw a drink at Cleveland native Machine Gun Kelly at the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, according to People magazine, McGregor was upset because Kelly turned down his request to take a photo with him. Afterwards, though, speaking to Entertainment Tonight, McGregor downplayed it and threw some shade at Machine Gun Kelly. He said, I don't know, he showed up, I don't know the guy. Nothing happened with him. I only fight real fighters, people that actually fight, you know what I mean? Then he said, I certainly don't fight little vanilla boy rappers. I don't even know the guy. I don't know anything about him except that he's with Megan Fox. So, not really clear why he's not addressing the throwing of the drink. It looked pretty clear from the video that he was throwing that drink in Machine Gun Kelly's direction. So if he's trying to say that he wasn't, it would be interesting to know who he was targeting or what happened there. But sounds like that's all the statement we're going to get on it from Conor McGregor. Now, if you are a Harlem Globetrotters fan, they're coming back to Cleveland in December. They'll be here on Tuesday, December 28th. This is their new spread game tour, and they'll play games at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. This will be at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in downtown Cleveland. Tickets go on sale Tuesday, September 21st at 10 a.m. Prices start at $23, so not a terribly expensive ticket. Also coming back to Cleveland this December, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra will have 2 shows here in December. This is a tradition that's making its way back to Cleveland this winter. The group is bringing its 2021 winter tour here, also at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. That'll be December 30th at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Tickets go on sale for both of those shows Friday, September 17th. So this Friday at 10 a.m. Those prices start at $49.50. And before we let you go today, we have to send a congratulations to our 3 News family Go reporter, Austin Love, who got engaged to his longtime girlfriend, Alliston Stibrick, over the weekend. They got engaged on Friday night. They shared the news on social media on Saturday. Here's what we know. Here's what happened. He popped the question on the rooftop of the Beacon in downtown Cleveland. That was Friday night. And another member of our 3 News family, photojournalist Dominic Ferrante, was there. He captured some photos of them after the proposal, and then they went to a big surprise party with friends and family at Market Garden Brewery. That's near the West Side Market in Ohio City here in Cleveland. And how about this? Austin timed this up pretty nicely. Happy birthday to Austin, because Friday was also his birthday, his 29th birthday. So Happy birthday to you, Austin. Congratulations on getting Allison Stibrick to say yes when you asked her if she wanted to spend the rest of her life with you. Congratulations to the couple. They met in November of 2019 and they had their first date at Society Lounge, so together almost 2 years now. When we asked Austin how he and Allison are feeling, he said, "We are pumped." That's a perfect Austin response. So everyone at 3 News congratulates the happy couple on their engagement. Austin joined our WKYC family in April of 2018. That's it for your 3 News Now update today for Monday, September 13th. I'll see you next up on What's New with your trending stories in the Clicking in Cleveland segment, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for more 3 News Now.